The process of self-love is a process of unlearning. It's a process of unlearning the self-punishment, the self-shame, the self-blame, the self-hate that we have internalized as a result of the way we've been brought up. We've learned that here on this planet, love is conditional. In this form, I only deserve love and compassion if I behave a certain way. And so we've completely internalized that belief. And when I don't behave in a certain way, I strip myself away from the natural self-acceptance and self-compassion I hold for myself. I decide that I don't deserve to be loved. I need to meet a certain criteria. I need to meet certain standards. But the fact is, not a single newborn child was born with the ability to hate themselves, to punish themselves, to reject themselves. There isn't even such a thing as self-love for a newborn child, because they're just they haven't yet individualized, they haven't yet separated themselves from experience. It's just a single, unified, non-dual experience of appearances, a dream, shapes, colors, tastes, and sounds that aren't yet separated and categorized. It's just a oneness. And slowly we create this sense of self. We actually have an idea of who we are. And we are constantly told that this person that we are is inadequate, unworthy of love. If you act a certain way, you will be punished. If you act a certain way, you deserve to suffer. And hence we know at the core of our being that suffering is a misalignment. And yet we say, no, no, no. If you behave this in this way, if you express this emotion, if you have this desire, then there's something wrong with you. And suddenly we create an image of ourselves, this ego, that's dysfunctional, inadequate, and not enough. And then we go on criticizing, judging, contracting more and more around this image of self that's not good enough. There's something fundamentally wrong with me. I was perfect and I fell from the Garden of Eden because of my own wrongdoing, because I bit the apple. And once we start reopening to the natural acceptance, I would say that is one of the most fundamental qualities of ourselves, and reality is acceptance. Everything appears, there's a place for everything. There is space for all the things that I love and all the things that I hate. There is space for violence and cruelty and compassion and love and sincerity and lies. There's space for blue and red and green and yellow. There's space for all types of beings. There is space for everything. Everything is allowed, otherwise it wouldn't be. So once we kind of fall back into the obvious nature of reality, which is all-encompassing and all-accepting, I realize that I am no different. That is the nature of my being, is pure acceptance. Consciousness does not reject, does not push away. Everything appears to me. Life simply appears. Nothing is out of place, nothing is rejected. And suddenly I start to realize that in a deep level, in a deep sense, that it's so obvious that what I am is okay. What I am has a right to be. And that any thought that goes against that is illusion. Any thought or belief that I have that goes against the fact that I am worthy of love is an illusion. And then that becomes my curiosity once I start tasting the freedom that I receive from this self-acceptance. Once I start tasting the sweetness, the nectar of self-love, it's so sweet. It becomes so obvious that that is more real than any belief that I may hold as evidence against my worthiness of love. It becomes laughable. Of course it's okay to be me, with all the things that I call my faults. And slowly all these constructs dissolve. Makes no more sense that I'm being right or wrong, that I have faults, that I have defects, somehow mistakes, things to fix. No, I'm such a unique expression of life. It's not personal. I'm just a flower blooming. And suddenly all the ideas that we have about how life should be, how I should be, dissolve in the light of this clarity. And we trust the feeling, we trust the freedom that we experience from it more than any story of the mind. The no buts of the mind, they come in. It's seen that the nature of these thoughts are all the same. They're all doubts of worthiness of love. They're all fear. No, but if I just love myself, it's paradoxical, but if I do just love myself the way I am, then I will stay the way I am, and the way I am is not okay. But if I accept the way I am, it doesn't matter. And also our nature is to change. We can't help but change. You will not stay the same. So might as well love yourself along the way. There's nothing else to do. It doesn't matter what you've achieved, who you become. It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter if you reach enlightenment. You're not worth any more than you are right now. It doesn't matter if you become the most successful person in the world, if you become the smartest, if you become the most compassionate, if you become the most loving, if you become the best partner, if you become anything. It doesn't matter. It's just stories that you tell yourself about yourself. None of it is real. There is no self there. They're just stories of the mind. And that's what we realize through the self-love, is that this person that I believed myself to be and who I felt so inadequate, who I judged as so inadequate and deficient, is not there anyways. The truth of who I am is who I believe myself to be. And I love myself. I love who I am. Not because I'm perfect, but because it feels right to love myself. It feels in alignment with the way things are. Everything deserves kindness and compassion. And I'm not unique. I'm not that special to somehow deserve a different treatment than every other thing in the world. I deserve kindness and compassion because it's hard to be me, because it's painful to be human. It's not easy. It sucks. Sometimes. Suffering, painful. Of course I want kindness and compassion. The only obstacle is that I've believed I don't deserve it. That's the only little obstacle in the way. And once I open up to love, then the entirety of God's love just flushes my experience, just rushes in. I'm the last gate, this little tiny gate blocking the entire love of the universe. Once that opens, it's seen, of course I'm loved, of course I have my place, of course I belong. So once we start tasting the sweetness of this freedom, we start trusting it. And then becomes a moment where we become even excited to uncover all the beliefs, all the illusory reasons that I've come up with to believe that I don't deserve love, and to rest back into this embrace. Like my friend Matt Garrett says, you fall back into your own arms. It's a beautiful expression. That's how it feels. You just let go, and you realized you're embraced. Much love to you all.